Okay, so for this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make this claw wound. I did it on my forearm, just for recording purposes. You don't necessarily have to do it on your forearm. I've done this look before on my neck and also my chest area, kind of like near my collarbone. And it worked out fine. It stayed kind of the whole night, and whenever I turned my neck, it didn't move or anything. So the first thing you're going to need to do is just grab any flesh tone pencil. This is the one that I just picked up from Rite Aid, I believe. And then you're going to want to just start mapping out exactly where you want your claw marks to be. They don't necessarily have to be like all the same size or anything like that. I just kind of did whatever worked and looked good for this area that I'm using, and this is kind of sort of what I ended up with. And this is me poorly showing you a clip of what is rigid Collodion. And I use this right now. I just add it right over to where I just drew the claw marks. I use this for added depth. Basically what this does is when it dries, it tightens and constricts the skin, so leaving kind of like a scar tissue looking like area thing. So it's not necessary. I've done this look before without this. I just wanted to show you guys all the steps that I did take. Okay, so this next product that we're going to be using is something that I think is kind of crucial. If you don't have it, you can use something like Scar Wax, but this is 3rd degree, and it is my favorite product for making any type of wound. It is just super realistic and super long wearing. So if you have it, use it. If you don't, use something like Scar Wax or latex. They'll work fine too. But 3rd degree, I find, is the most long wearing and realistic. So what you're going to want to do is grab a stainless steel palette and just a sculpting tool. This is a double-sided one that I used. Doesn't really matter. And you're going to want to grab equal parts of A and B. In doing so, I advise that you do clean off the spatula before dipping it into jar B, because it'll ruin the 3rd degree, so you won't be able to use it anymore. So definitely just clean off your brush before and then just start mixing those together and it will be ready to use. So what I'm just doing here is adding it right onto the lines we drew before, and then this is just a brush that I got out of like a 20-piece set at Rite Aid, and I'm just blending those edges out. I think these little cheap brushes are kind of like the best for this because you either just throw them away right afterwards if 3rd degree does ruin it. And then I just kind of clean the inside with an angled brush just to try and keep those edges nice and sharp. And then you want to just continue this technique throughout the entire wound. Just add a layer of the 3rd degree and then blend it out. So what you want to focus on mainly is just keeping those edges nice and sharp, and then the outer edges nice and feathered and blended into the skin. I did add about 3 to 4 layers of the 3rd degree. It takes about 5 minutes to dry, and then after I dried, I add another layer and then another layer. And to get rid of the stickiness and the shine, I went ahead and added Ben Nye's neutral set over top, which was only $6. I just poured a little bit of that into the cap, and then with a powder brush, I stippled it onto the wound and then just brushed off all the excess. Hopefully right here you can see the depth that 3rd degree does give to the wound, which is why I love this product so much. And then to color around the wound, this is just a quad I got from Spirit Halloween. I'm using this little darkish red color. It's just a cream paint, and I just kind of added that all over the wound and then blended it out with my fingertips. I find it works best just to get all of that off. I just wanted the wound to look kind of aggravated and irritated, and then with that same quad, I just mixed the black and the red and started filling in the inside of the wound just for added depth. And this next product I got from Spirit Halloween as well. You can already see that my fingers are all full of blood because I just managed to get that everywhere. So this is kind of just a goopy, like thick texture type product, and I like to add that around the edges as well, just for more depth and also texture to the wound, so it looks like there's like blood clots and meatiness going on there. And lastly, I grabbed Nye Stage Blood. And then you want to grab just any old art brush and dip that into the blood and start applying it to your wound. And once you have done this, you are completely done.